Hey, join me. We are getting ready to restructure my daily schedule. So, one thing that is really important about running a business, being a solopreneur, is making sure that you do things in order, right? There's scripture about that. And you really want to be able to do this so that your mind is clear for you to be able to work more effectively, right? And more efficiently. So I'm showing you what I like to use is my Google Calendar. And then in the next video, I'm going to show you how I organize this on a Trello board. So as you can see, I'm recording right now on the 16th. It's President's Day. And so I typically will have coaching sessions. I try to have them early in the week. So I had the rest of the week to like do my own stuff and chill and stuff. So I wouldn't normally be recording on a Monday, but I don't have my content ready. So I need to get this up. So you'll probably see this on the 17th. Anyway, what I had before was to work out early, and then after my workout is when I pray and stuff, and then after that I start getting ready for the rest of my day. um I've been going back and forth with this because I don't know what I'm trying to do. Oh, let me fix my mic, make sure y'all can hear me okay. I don't know. I want to focus on doing the prayer and meditation first and then work out like immediately after. There's something about getting up and getting straight on that bike that helps me to kind of get through it and be done though. So, I don't know. Right now, lately another thing has been I haven't been getting up this early anymore. So I've really been getting up more like somewhere between 6 and 7. So I probably need to switch the schedule around to adjust to that. And then if I get up earlier, then that's great. But I haven't been getting up like that. And I don't use an alarm clock. My body needs a specific amount of sleep. And then when I'm done sleeping, I get up. I'm up. So I'm going to, like I said, I'd like to do the prayer and meditation first. So let me move this stuff down a bit. This and following events. Yes, yes. And move the workout. I'm going to give it a shot and move the workout after. And like I said, I'm normally up around 6, like somewhere between 6 and 7. So, well, actually, it's really more like somewhere between a quarter to 6 to a quarter to 7. So let me set it for 6. I should be up. Yeah, yeah. I should be up at 6 a.m. Like this morning, I woke up exactly at 6 o'clock. So that's cool. And then, yeah, the workout can be right after. And then, of course, a shower right after I do the workout. Okay. And then that still keeps me ready before I do any coaching. I typically don't take any coaching before, 9 or 10 o'clock. So this is perfect here. Um, Now, there's other things that I need to do. So let's just say in your case, you are trying to build this business with me, right? You're following what I'm showing you and you work a 9 to 5. Okay, well, this will be the point where I will put that. I would put, okay, well, from 9 to 5, I'm gonna be at work. So that's me at work, child. So there's not really much that I can do there unless like if you have a set lunch time or a set break time where I'm actually going to use that time to work on my business, then yeah, you can put some additional slots in there. But for the most part, again, focus on the things that you're focusing on in that moment. I want to make sure that we all are in the now and we're not like constantly looking into the future to the point that we're distracted by the future and we're not taking the time to embrace and enjoy the now, and definitely not focused on the past to the point that now your past is defining you and again distracting you from what you have going on right now. So you would be able to do that, get off work, and then whenever you get home, right, you need time to commute. So you driving or whatever. And then you would start on everything. Now for me, I don't have that because I'm not working a job, but I'm just letting you know, like, if these are the things that you do, you need to put that in there. The more you pay attention to what you're doing with your time, the more you start realizing where you're leaking time, and you can now make better choices with your time and what you're going to do with it. So for me, this is what I'll have, these first three. When it comes to like breakfast and all of that, I kind of will make something small and quick. I don't eat big breakfasts typically. So yeah, like I'm getting ready for the day. Um what else? So yeah, this isn't me, so I'm going to delete those. But just so you know, that's how you would do that. Now, there is a certain amount of time that, yes, I'm focused on, like, it's my work time. So if I don't have a coaching session, then I'll probably be doing something, right? So first of all, let me just point these out. I love when you put in something and they have the cute little picture with it. That's just me. I don't know, Jaya. Look at that. They do prayer meditation. And yes, I do yoga. Yes, yes. Yoga poses for exercise, right? So, and then the shower, hair, and makeup, those are so cute. So sometimes when you input something, it'll have a picture to go with it. So anyway, when I'm working, I'll just leave that slot open for that. Like, oh, okay, I'm gonna do some work from 10 to 1, and then I'll probably take a break. Right. So I make slots where I know I'm going to be doing something. So the blank spots could be for anything I want. If I want to relax, if I want to watch TV, if I want to read a little bit of my book. Like, I don't structure my day in a way that is like so structured that it feels restrictive and I can't do nothing. So I don't really do it like that. But anyway, yeah, I'll typically work. So that is my whoops. That is my work time, right? And it really depends on what I'm going to do for that day. Like I said, there's some days where I'm creating content. There's some days where I am editing that content. There's some days where I am uploading and scheduling the content. There's some days where I am, and when I say that, I'm talking about like my YouTube stuff. But then there's times that I'm working on stuff, like I'm working on a book right now. I'm working on a program for women that follows the Second King's story of the widow, so that you too can start your business and be able to use the oil that God has put in your house and pay off your debts, right? You can earn them, you'll be able to sell things, so you earn the money to pay off your debts and live off the rest and enjoy your life. So um that's coming. And then at any given time, I might be working on something. Like, I might be working on something for a coaching client. So whatever it is for that day. And that's why I have the Trello board. Okay. So I'll have that. And then again, I like to take a break. Now, this is a 3 hour straight block of time to work. If you know you can't focus that long, then I would say try to do 2 hours. Or if you can't focus that long, do 1 hour, do a 15-minute break, come back, do another hour. Like, split it up for whatever you need. Okay. So I'll work for about 3 hours. I'll take a break because right around here it'll be time to eat. Again, I don't have like a very specific time that I do that stuff. So I'm gonna leave it blank. And then I might eat at 1, but I might eat at 1:30. Like, I don't know. So just leave it open. And then a lot of times we'll eat dinner somewhere between, lately it's been somewhere between like 5:30 and 7. So I probably need to move this. because I do need to make dinner and then eat it. Right? On Fridays is our trash night, so just got to make sure that all the trash is gathered up. So that's already there. I'm gonna leave that. Um, let's see what else. So yeah, this is something that I will probably go and say, oh, um, this repeats, and this is typically every weekday. Save it. Okay. So now that's in there. And on my weekends, oh my gosh, I could be doing literally like anything. But I do like to take at least one day out of the week and just relax and not do anything if I can. If I'm working on a big project, then I may not be doing that. I might be using every moment I have to try to get ahead of things and make sure everything is ready. So I wouldn't be doing that. And lately I have been working on the weekends because I've got several projects in the works all at the same time. So that's how that looks. But yeah, this is a typical week for me. Coaching sessions early in the week, then I'm working on my own stuff later in the week, and then take a weekend off or at least one day out of the weekend, and I'm sitting around watching YouTube videos. um, so that's how that would look. And as you can see, it'll follow it out through the rest of the week, right? Oh shoot, I should have said Wednesday. So see, I can go back. It's fine. I should have said Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, which I can do. Custom. Done. And now that looks right. Okay. And that's a typical week for me. I don't work a whole lot of hours. I'm not doing all that. So 3 hours here. I may come back later in the evening. Like if I'm not doing something with the family, I might do another hour or two of work. But I'm typically ready for bed around 9, 10 at the latest. Um, or again, if I'm like super busy working on something, I lost track of time, maybe 11. But around then, my body will naturally start to power down. So I ain't got no choice but to go to sleep. So that's how that works. Okay. So I'll have work, I have break. I might do maybe one more hour of work, maybe two. But again, I will definitely leave spaces to relax and do something else, whether it's eating, reading, watching something, spending time with family, something. So I like to keep them blank because it gives me open possibilities for whatever. So I'm not a person that has like this color coded OMG, everything is like I gotta get everything done. Like, no, I'm not doing that. um, I don't want every piece, every block of time all used up because then it just feels like I don't have any wiggle room to do anything and it feels too restrictive. So that's how that works. That's how I create my schedule, just thinking about like what actually makes sense for me. Um, when do I get up based on when I want to get up in my case? But in your case, like if work dictates when you have to get up, well, then you know what that is, and then you'll put that in there. Do you have time for your prayer and your meditation? And you don't have to be like me where you take the first few moments out of your day. I mean, a lot of times this spills over, which is another reason why I love it when I'm up earlier because there are days where I might pray and just talk to the Lord for a full hour and then, watch a sermon or something like that after, which might be about half an hour. So now it's an hour and a half, right? Not an hour. Or sometimes it may be 2 or 3 hours that I'm sitting there. So, you know, um, I like to when I can. This is not all the time. It was all the time, and lately it hasn't been. I'm just be honest. But I would like to tithe my time, and you can do it two different ways. I've done a video on this before on my old channel, but considering I don't really make any content on there, I might take that video and put it here on this channel. So just let me know if that's something you want. But you can either tithe your time by doing And this is not a biblical thing. It's just something that I want to do. So I'm not telling you you have to do that. Oh, if you tithe your money, why aren't you tithing your time? Why aren't you spending no time with the Lord? I'm not guilt tripping folks. That's not how you it's not how you do things. But if you take 10% of what your day is, you got a 24-hour day, then 10% of that is going to be 2.4 hours. But you also have to remember, for a lot of folks, a good 8 hours per day, which is a whole third of your day, is sleeping. So maybe you want to tithe 10% of your waking hours. So if you're asleep for 8 and you're up for 16, then tithing would be 1.6 hours. Okay. Um, what is 0.6 hours? It's a little more than 30 minutes. I know that. 36 minutes. Okay. So spending 1 hour and 36 minutes, now that sounds like something I feel like a lot of people find to be more doable, even if you have a busy day. And if it's not, again, there's nowhere that says you have to tithe your time. That, just spend time with the Lord that where it feels right for you. Um, the point is that when you're spending time with him, to delight in the Lord and in his word, right? I know in some people's translations it says delight in the law of the Lord. This is another reason why I say go back and read the original languages, because that means something and it's not what people think it means. It's not talking about the 10 commandments. It is not talking about the law. It it's not. But people won't believe me. Go look at it for yourself in the original languages. Okay. So anyway, so yeah, think about that. How much time you want to spend? Maybe it can't be first thing in the morning. Maybe you literally have to get up and you have to go to work. That is okay. God understands that. Just make some time for him somewhere every day. At least try to, you know, because Jesus is your bread. He is your manna. He's the bread of life, right? He is the living water. So if you are eating from him, if you are drinking from him, or if you are consuming the word of God on a regular basis, you are getting nourished, you're getting fed every day. And just like you wouldn't go weeks without eating food, don't go weeks without having your spiritual food, because your spirit is more important than your body, because your spirit can control your body. Has got influence. So make sure that you do that. But again, I'm not here to, stomp all over you for not spending 5 hours with the Lord every day. All right. So that's how that works. So make sure that you come back tomorrow. We're going to talk about how I now look at each and every individual day, and use my Trello board for that.